Kitakubu.
What's up everyone, KitaSean here. So it is Friday and we have new news for Fate Grand Order JP, and as you can see on the screen we have a returning event, Guda Guda Meiji Ishin, and of course it is a light version. It actually is going on right now, starting of course today, May 18th Japan time, and it will end on the 30th Japan time. So of course this event came out last year, and we get to receive a free 4-star Berserker Chacha, which we'll talk about later on. But because Meiji Ishin was announced and not Honnoji, most likely Honnoji will not be coming back this year, and that's actually not surprising because for those who follow the JP side of Fate Grand Order, we know that an event never happens 3 years in a row. I mean, Christmas is a good example, Halloween as well. So most likely Oda Nobunaga, free 4-star archer, will not come back this year, and instead maybe again, this is just an assumption, we might get a third Guda Guda event after this, so possibly another free 4-star servant, even though we got Zeke not too long ago from Apocrypha, and maybe a new Shinsengumi servant in the gacha. So if you guys follow the Guda Guda event, you know that our free servants are usually from the Oda Nobunaga side, so I'm assuming if we do get another Guda Guda event, it's going to be either Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who appears in the Guda Guda manga, or maybe even Akechi Mitsuhide, who has a long history with Oda Nobunaga. A very history lesson there if you guys don't know about those two. You should actually look it up. But maybe even Ranmaru, who is actually a loyal servant to Oda Nobunaga, who knows. But if it does happen, it might be one of those three servants. I'm gonna put my money on Hideyoshi, because he's in the Guda Guda manga. He actually played a pretty big role when it comes to you know, in the Oda Nobunaga era, but at the same time Akechi also played a pretty big role, and it'd be really interesting when it comes to the story between those two, so it'd be really awesome to see either one of them come in as a free 4-star servant. But on the gacha side, of course, it's usually the Shinsengumi. First it was Okita, then it was Toshizo, Hideyoshi Toshizo. So I mean, the Shinsengumi has a long list of members, so it's possible that can be Kondo Isami, who was the leader of the Shinsengumi. Most likely, I mean, those are like the three famous ones, you know, Okita, Hijikata, Kondo Isami. Those are probably the three famous Shinsengumi members. But other than that, there's like Saito Hajime, Harada Sananosuke, who else? Inoue, Genzaburo, like whole bunch of famous Shinsengumi names. So it can be any one of them. So again, this is just my assumption. Who knows if it's actually true or not? I'm just assuming that Guda Guda might get a third event. So don't quote me on that. But going back to Meiji Ishin, let's go ahead and focus on Meiji Ishin here. This is an event that came out last year, and I mean, of course, this year being its second year, it's going to be a light version, and this is also an event where you can receive the free 4-star Berserker Chacha, who is very interesting, very selfish, and not the greatest Berserker, but we'll go ahead and talk about her as we go down. I'll explain why she's not so great and kind of gimmicky in a way. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Guda Guda Meiji Ishin. Alright, so for those who don't know how Meiji Ishin works, it's just like Honnoji, it's a point system grind, and instead of having one long point system grind, it's actually separated into two different factions, so Oda Nobunaga faction and of course the Shinsengumi faction. So instead of Honnoji, like the 2 million grind, you can actually focus on 1 million, 1 million. But both of these are actually going to be very important, because both of them are going to have Chacha materials, like exchange items and of course Ascension materials. But they're also going to have hearts, golden tickets, crystallization lore, CE, so a lot of great items in this point system grind. So definitely grind it out so that you can get the Chacha materials and of course the golden tickets, hearts, etc. So a lot of really hard materials that you have to grind for are in the point system grind. And then of course there's going to be a shop where you can actually exchange the event items, CEs, foes, EXP, QP, and of course materials for ascension and skill ups. So a lot of great items in that one as well. For me, I'm gonna actually pick up some proof of heroes because I'm actually lacking them right now. I can't even ascend my prototype Arthur because I don't have any, and I can't skill up my Iskandar maxed out when it comes to skill. So I definitely need to pick that up. But other than that, there's actually a lot of great items in there as well, Magatamas, monuments, etc. So definitely grind that out depending on which materials you need, unless you're one of those people that actually just grind out the entire shop. So again, it's actually separated into two different factions. There's going to be red ones and blue ones, and of course blue one's going to be Shinsengumi, and then red one's Nobunaga. And there's going to be like a little battle, I guess you can say, for which factions you want to win. But again, it really doesn't matter in the end. You can grind both of them so that you can get more points. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be some pretty good materials in both of them. There's going to be some EXP CEs, there's going to be QP apples. Of course, there's going to be some materials for Chacha, exchange materials, and of course ascension materials, hearts, etc. So as you can see here, there's actually a whole list of what you can get in the point system. So like the Okita one or the Shinsengumi one, there's going to be all that, and Nobunaga is going to be all that. So there's also going to be some 4-star foes in there as well, so that you can, of course, you know, bring your HP and attacks for your servants up more. So these are the servants that you're going to be using for more drop rates for event items and of course points. Oda Nobunaga, Emiya, Helena, the Heroine X, Kuhulin, Okita Soji, and of course Chacha herself if you have her from last year, and of course if you get her copy from this year as well. Of course there's going to be Teach, Medusa, and you know the other characters as well. So depending on which servant you have on your team, they're going to give you more item drops, they're going to give you more points, etc. And of course, there's going to be some CEs that will help you gain more. Gotcha CEs, the 3 on top, those will give you more item drops. And the 2 CEs here, the 5-star CEs with Okita and Toshiro, and of course Chacha will give you more points when it comes to the point system. So if you wear the Chacha one, Oda Nobunaga; if you wear the Okita one, the Shinsengumi one, more Okita points, of course. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk Chacha. So again, she is a free 4-star berserker that you can receive from this event. You have to, you know, grind the crap out of it in order to get her ascension materials as well as her exchange items for the shop. So you gotta grind it out in order to officially get her. But I also said earlier that she's very bad as a berserker as well as a very selfish one. And the reason why I say that is, I mean, 1, she's a berserker, 2, she has very low attack, and then 3, her skills. Now her skills are a bit of a problem. I mean, Golden Rule Misfortune B is actually not bad, but there is a problem to it. Increased MP gauge per turn 3 turns, increased MP gain when attacked 3 turns to self. On paper, that's really good, but you gotta remember, she's a berserker, so she's gonna take a lot of damage from other classes. So even though you gain, you know, MP gain from being attacked, you gotta remember she might die. So you have to protect her with some skills, like if it's either your code cast or your servants. It is 50% if you get hit. But again, you have to protect her in order for her to get this gain and to be able to use her Noble Phantasm. Now, her second skill is pretty bad, even though it does help her, but it makes your other servants really bad. It gains critical stars per turn, 3 turns. Sounds really good, right? But it decreases critical star gather rate for all your other allies except for herself for 3 turns. So for 3 turns, your allies lose 50% gain when it comes to critical star rate. So that's horrible. That's really bad. That's why I say she's selfish, because she wants all the critical stars for herself. And because of these 2 skills, you need to protect her, you need to make her stronger, you need to gain critical star rates. So that's why servants like Merlin is really good, because he can increase attack, buster, protect, MP gain, and like maybe servants like Oda Nobunaga swimsuit can gain criticals. So basically any servant that can help her get MP gain, that can increase her attack and critical stars, would be perfect for her in a team. So you need servants that focus on her. Now her third skill is actually really good. Beloved Mistress of the Sun EX, decrease defense for 5 turns, decrease defense even more per turn for 5 turns. At level 10, these are 10% each, so a 20% total. But because of her Noble Phantasm being an AoE, it kind of loses its purpose, because if she was a single target, obviously that single enemy that gets this defense down will take a lot of damage. But if this This skill was, to all enemies, it would have been awesome, and it would have worked really well with her Noble Phantasm AoE, but unfortunately it's only a single target, which really sucks. So that's why you need to focus on her in order to make her great. Of course, this doesn't really matter when it comes to farming like EXP or QP, but you just gotta remember that if you're gonna bring her on specific quests that focus on, one enemy and stuff, you gotta focus on her alone when it comes to building a team around her. But other than that, Chacha is actually a pretty fun servant to use. I actually use her every now and then. So if you like, that single target, or not single target, I mean a single focus team servant, then she's probably a very fun servant for you to use. But other than that, she's really cute. She's voiced by Asumi Kana, so she's worth the farming, because we're probably not gonna see her for a while after this, because I said this earlier, events usually only appear 2 years in a row, so this is probably going to be skipped next year. So just again, remember that, and just grind her out. So the Noble Phantasm is actually not bad at all. Critical down for 3 turns, burn for 5 turns with overcharge, and of course the burn will increase on the MP level, so you're gonna end up getting MP 5 anyways. So the Noble Phantasm again is actually really good, but her skills is just what makes her really bad. So again, you need specific materials in order to officially get Chacha. So for example, the fan here, you need this item from the point system in order to exchange for her in the shop. And of course, there's going to be event items like these right here that you can exchange for QP, mana prisms, foes, monuments, other material items. So definitely do this. And of course, you can get the CEs as well. So get whatever you need, and just grind the event out. Have some fun. So of course we can't forget about the limited gacha that's going on as well for this event. 5-star Berserker limited, of course. Hijikata Toshizo is going to be here. It's been a while since we've seen his raid up. I think it's last year is the last time we saw it, but he's actually a really interesting Berserker. He's like a Berserker, I guess you can say. The less HP he has, the more powerful he gets. So like your 3rd skill, the less HP he has, the more critical stars he gets. His MP, the less HP he has, the more damage he does, and it's a buster single target, so that's actually really good in a way. So you definitely need to bring him in teams that will protect him, that will heal him. He also has a 2nd skill which actually heals him, but other than that, I think Hijikata is actually a really fun servant to use. I personally don't have him, but I do use him pretty often if I see him on my friends list. So Hijikata Toshizo, a very interesting servant to use and very fun. But the other servants, the other 4-star servants, Emiya, others, but like the 4-star servant raid ups, Emiya, Archer, Thomas Edison, Helena. It's been a while for them as well as a raid up. I actually think Helena is pretty worth pulling, because I mean she's a support attacker caster, and she's actually really good as a support. So definitely I think this is a really worth gacha to roll for, especially if you want want to grind this event faster. You can get the limited CEs as well. So that was Guda Guda Meiji Ishin light version. I do believe you should grind this event if you don't have Chacha, because again, if you look at the pattern of FGO events, they don't come back a 3rd time in a row. So if you don't have Chacha, definitely grind this. But if you do, you can definitely skip this event. But of course, if you need the materials and stuff, then grind it. I'm planning to do it because I actually need specific materials. But other than that, Guda Guda Meiji Ishin event, grind it out. And I'm really hoping for them to bring out another Guda Guda event after this, because of course I want to see new servants come in. Of course I want to get another free 4-star servant, and of course I want to see a new gacha servant as well. And it's the possibility is high, because again, we've seen the holiday event, Christmas, we've seen Halloween get a 3rd event, so and most likely we're going to get a 3rd summer event later on this year as well, which I'm going to actually do a video later Twitter, probably either today or tomorrow, so talking about the upcoming summer event, like my speculations and stuff. But yeah, Guda Guda Meiji Ishin, definitely grind it. If you don't have Chacha, roll the gacha for Hijikata, because I actually think he's a really cool berserker. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.